Let's go! The Super Mario Galaxy movie opens in theaters on April the 1st, and I have some thoughts. So right off the bat, I gotta say, I wasn't a huge fan of the first film. It was okay. I didn't think it was that funny. I thought the story was okay. I thought most of the characters were well done, but I don't stand behind the voice acting choices that were made for Mario. I think overall, I would have liked to have seen a bit more to it, and especially a funnier movie. But the new film is very interesting. I'm not going to say that it's a slam dunk. I don't think it's perfect or anything, but I did enjoy it more than I expected. So for starters, the story revolves around introducing Princess Rosalina, who we get her whole story of basically caring for her star babies and going off into the galaxy. And of course, that runs into a problem. We get Bowser Jr. coming to kidnap her for a reason that you'll find out. I won't get into it. But basically, she gets captured, and Princess Peach finds out about it and has to go to her rescue. And so it is really interesting to see Mario and Luigi are a big part of this, but they're not maybe the complete center of this story, which is kind of cool. I do think it's really cool with the fact that we're on more of an adventure this time. The last film felt pretty big, but I think this film feels a lot bigger, and there's a lot more going on, higher stakes. I would like to see bigger stakes, maybe. I found it hard when a few things happen in the film. You know, are the stakes really that big a deal? It didn't feel really dangerous for any characters. Not that it should feel super dangerous, but it is a movie. We need to have some stakes here. That's maybe one of my biggest complaints. Aside from the fact that I do wish it was just better jokes, I think the cornerstone of a story like this is that it needs to be pretty funny. I don't think it's a riot. I think it's fun. And that'll be enough for the kids. I think adults are probably the ones who are going to sit back and go, it could be better. But the kids are going to walk out probably having had a blast. So if you're looking for something family friendly, I think it's a great hit. I think also it's great to see Brie Larson get the chance to play this character, just knowing how invested she's been in getting the chance to play the character. If I had a complaint about Princess Rosalina, it's that there's not enough of her. I would have liked to have actually had even more of her in the story. But we get a lot of Princess Peach, fantastic storytelling around some of those characters. A couple of the other new characters are great. I think even Bowser gets kind of a cool turn in this film. Maybe dialed back a little, but still pretty cool. I could have seen better things coming maybe in this story, but yeah, it's still fun. I think the thing I have to call out about this film is that you've got, of all people, you've got Donald Glover as Yoshi. And look, I was excited to see Yoshi in this, but it is so funny to me to think of casting Donald Glover in this, and all he basically says is some gibberish and Yoshi, and that's it. That is so funny to me, and I'm entirely down with that gag. I think it's probably something Donald Glover also thought was funny. Anya Taylor-Joy is once again a pleasure as Princess Peach. I think she's perfectly cast for this. She does a great job. Charlie Day is always a blast. He's fantastic as Luigi. I even don't mind Jack Black as Bowser. He's pretty good here. I think he's dialed back a little bit. But, you know, Chris Pratt as Mario, I still have problems with. I really think someone needed to say, yes, we want you to act in this. Or get someone who was going to do the voice or do some take on Mario. Because in the end, there's really just not much to Mario in this. And same thing with the first film. It could have been anyone reading those lines. I definitely have a complaint there because as someone who grew up on Mario, I'm sure a lot of people would say this, Mario's cool. Like there could have been a lot more to this. I also got to say Keegan-Michael Key as Toad is fantastic casting. I adore him in that role. I think he brings a lot to it. He's a great character actor for this kind of voice work. It's awesome. So if you're looking for something with the family, it's definitely worth considering. If you're a Nintendo Super Mario fan, definitely worth considering seeing in theaters. If you're not highly invested or you're just not sure if your older kids are going to be into it, I would say wait until it's on home video because it's probably not that far away. This will be a big movie this year, but I still think it's worth waiting. You're not going to miss a ton if you don't see it this weekend on the big screen. So what did you think? If you've seen the film, I'd love to hear your thoughts, hear what you thought of the film. Totally happy to get into some discussion in the comments. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, thank you for watching.